Please tell me the truth. Show that woman I always used to tell my father that I really hated public speaking.
They, with all the power financially, couldn't control life.
So, Your Excellency, Governor Fubara, if there is nothing in the struggle, don't struggle.
About Wigwe is dead, the CEO of ACCESSBANK. He passed on February 9, 2024. So he has already been buried. During his funeral, a lot played out, and this is the reason why we are making this particular video. If you watch this particular video, you will understand that in everything that is happening in Nigeria is always politics. What happened? How did it happen? And how did we get here? And I want you guys to see how Governor Fubara decided to make some certain jiggle statement that triggers the Senate President, AKPABIO, to respond. Let's watch this particular video of Arise TV News. We'll be right back to do some messages to it.
Senate President Godswill AKPABIO at the combined funeral service for the late Group CEO of ACCESSBANK, Herbert Wigwe, his wife Doreen Wigwe, and their son Chizi Wigwe took to the stage to offer his condolences and used the opportunity to throw a political jab at the Rivers State Governor, Sim Fubara. The Rivers State Governor during the funeral service had said that there is no need for all the political struggle in life, while eulogizing the late CEO, saying that Herbert couldn't control death with all his financial power. Godswill AKPABIO, in response, said that if there is nothing in the struggle for politics, Fubara should remove himself from the struggle, generating several reactions. Let's take a look before we come back for some reactions.
This one has to do with our political class. What is all this struggle all about? You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about? This is a man. He's not a politician. He made his money through us, our investment. He has the world in his palm, financially. He controls even the political classes. But today, with all the power financially, couldn't control life. Is it not enough for us to ask ourselves, why are we struggling? Why are we not making impact in the life of our people?
Just like Governor Fubara said, what is the struggle all about? I will answer you. The struggle, we are not talking politics. In 2006, I wanted to be a deputy governor. So the then deputy governor invited me and told me that this office has no money. There is nothing in it. I don't know why you still insist on moving me from here and taking over. So a woman who went with me said, Your Excellency, then don't wait for impeachment. Just resign since there is nothing in it. And he stood up and he started punching the woman. And I told him, Your Excellency, don't punch her. She's telling the truth. There is nothing in the office. That's why I want it. Because we are too big for it. So, Your Excellency, Governor Fubara, if there is nothing in the struggle, don't struggle.
All right, let me take this tweet from Matedo Peter side, who wrote, for the record, I was among those who found the Senate President's comments at the Wigwe family funeral in Port Harcourt to be in poor taste. He began by lamenting that Peter Obi received greater applause than he, AKPABIO, got, and later told us to join him in consoling the widow who was lying in one of the 3 caskets in front of him. Jokes, political jabs at a solemn combined funeral, methinks that was self-centered and totally insensitive. Another tweet there goes from Ozzy Baba, wrote, Senate President Godswill AKPABIO has shown he lacks emotional intelligence. What Governor Fubara said at the burial of Herbert Wigwe is the only takeaway from this tragedy. After everything, we will leave this life. There is nothing we struggle for. The only word to describe AKPABIO is petty. The pastor did well in putting him in his place. Dr. Abati, I was in that room and I was in awe when I heard some of the comments he made. A lot of people there were just really frustrated with the comments because, I mean, it was a gathering, a solemn gathering, and they didn't deserve that type of disrespect. Dr. Abati.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It was disrespectful of the dead. And it's very important for politicians to know where they play their politics. Both for Governor Fubara, who was having the innuendo about what are we struggling for, what do you want to kill for, what do you want to die for, and also the response by the Senate President. That was not the right place, not the right occasion to toy around with political innuendos or to settle political scores, or to politicize any subject whatsoever. But you see, when adults behave badly, they also should be called out. The kind of maturity that we expect at the highest level that we don't often find, whether it's at a funeral, which is supposed to be a very solemn ceremony, or in the conduct of government affairs, you know, it's what makes us very doubtful about our leaders, how they lead, their level of understanding, their competence, their capacity, their choice in the first place. So, but I don't think we should dwell too heavily on this case of adults behaving badly. The more important solemn occasion was the farewell to Herbert Wigwe, his wife and his son, who died, the sunset at noon, you know, that everyone has lamented about. I think these politicians making wrong statements is totally a distraction, in my view. May the souls of the departed rest in peace.
As regards the AKPABIO and everybody's scenario there at Wigwe's burial, it has to be said, and I quote again, common sense, number one, is not common. Secondly, you cannot ascribe age to maturity. We think with age, maturity should come, but it doesn't come. And secondly, emotional intelligence is not positional.
Right.
It is based on your disposition. I think I've said enough.
You said well. Common sense is not common. The uncommon Senate president.
Me personally, I don't really know how this statement of Fubara affects or the Senate president, why the Senate president decided to take it upon himself. Because if you watch the full video, you will understand that Senate president is a very, very, very malicious person. Because, you know, let's say he's not malicious, let's say he's myopic. I would say myopic because I cannot understand why he would be so envious of Peter Obi, because Peter Obi get more recognition. When Peter Obi gave his speech, there was a lot of applause. Even when they mentioned his name, there was standing ovation. Now, when AKPABIO climbed the stage, he was now infiltrating and saying, why will Peter Obi get more recognition and all of that? I don't really know the cause for the jealousy. Let's watch the funeral of late Wigwe, the ACCESSBANK CEO. It was a painful moment though, but I want you guys to watch how the whole funeral went. We'll be right back to do some messages into it.
Good morning. Good evening. Jesus. Oh, God. I always used to tell my father that I really hated public speaking. And he tried to convince me that he hated it as well. But it's just something he had to do. So I'm going to try my best to be fearless. Oh, God. In this moment, for the first time, your words resonate deeply within me. No longer do I want to tilt my head and squint my eyes in confusion. You were simply extraordinary. Amidst my tears, I reflect on the man that you were. Driven, determined, and always surpassing expectations. That was your ethos. You urged me to reach new heights I never even imagined. Whenever doubt clouded my mind, you would chuckle knowingly and say, "You really just don't know whose child you are. You'll soon find out." And once again, you were right. I've come to find out. I could never fathom how you managed to do it all. It seemed inconceivable. Turning everything you touched to gold while remaining an unwavering anchor for your family and friends. Distance meant absolutely nothing to you. Even when I studied overseas, you traveled continents on a whim just to see me for a couple of minutes before heading back to your responsibilities. Also, those midday check-ins to make sure I was doing my work when I was ingrained. If not, I'd be disciplined seriously. These were a testament to your steadfast and ever-constant love. Whenever your name graces my lips, I make sure to emphasize that my father was a feminist, a champion of equality. Oh my God. He was a divine blessing in my life, instilling in me the confidence to defy convention, to never conform. According to him, my mother, Hannah, and I were the most beautiful. And my nickname was also Pretty. Who will prompt me to flash a peace sign in every photo? Who will engage in marathon debates with my friends and myself on flights to Cape Town? Who will inquire, what are they saying about me online today? And who will ask me about my thoughts on Wigwe University? You were a paradox, a tower of strength with a heart as soft as silk. You could never raise your voice at me without calling me an hour later to apologize. Your influence extended far beyond our family circle. You effortlessly convinced my friends that their futures lay in Nigeria, urging them to elevate their aspirations. You've left me with enormous shoes to fill, but you've also gifted me with an unwavering support system. You nurtured your relationships with such care that you've bestowed upon me fathers to guide and protect me. For that, I'm eternally grateful. I love you deeply, and I ache for the day we'll be reunited, to resume our cherished gossip sessions, to continue our pep talks about life and everything in between. With all my love, Mama T, aka You're Pretty.
As a concerned Nigerian, when I heard the news of Herbert Wigwe, how he passed on with his wife and his son, it breaks my heart. I never wanted to talk about it because mine was just all about Mr. Ibu and none of that, because I much recognized Mr. Ibu, and the Access Bank on his own was among the rich and none of that. Focusing on the struggle of Mr. Ibu, so it just got my attention and I focused about him until I run across the particular video of Fubura and the Senate President AKPABIO. And I decided to say, okay, I thought you guys are here to sympathize with the dead, to sympathize with the family of the late Herbert Wigwe and all of that. How come that you guys are now throwing shade at each other? What Fubura said on my own part, I see no reason why the Senate President will have to respond. He was just trying to make it clear that this whole earth is vanity upon vanity. No matter what you have, no matter what you are fighting over, no matter what you think you can acquire, when the death come knocking, things, those material things, those your wealth will not keep you alive. Despite the wealth of Access Bank CEO Wigwe, when death came, he couldn't hold him back. He just go even along with the family. Though it was a painful moment, it was a painful or death, but it is what it is. He was trying to let them know that stealing money, embezzling money, fighting over political space or political power, and all of that is unnecessary. Let's look for a way to make the country a better place for everybody, because all these politics that we are playing that is affecting the nation is of vanity and of vanity. When that came, your position as a Senate president or as a president or as a governor or whosoever you are, when that came, your position can't hold you back. That was just what Fubara was trying to pass out. Oh, but the Senate president, who just recently stole billions and share 500 millions among the Senate caucus and all of that, felt like, okay, are you trying to indirectly talk to me or what? I don't really know why he took it personal and decided to also come on stage and start throwing shit. It was uncalled for. You read the tweets about Nigerians, how they reacted to it. As a common Nigerian, how did you find this news interesting? What do you think about the Senate president? What do you think about how he reacted to what Fubara said? We want to hear from you in the comment section. Remember, we love you, but God love you more. If you love us, please, the only way you can show it is to share this video, comment your thoughts in this video, give this video a thumbs up so that it will go viral. Remember, please, we are begging you, take us to 100,000 subscribers. We are craving to have this YouTube award. I'm begging you with everything that you believe on. Please, I don't know. I'm waiting for that miracle to happen, that I will also get 100,000 subscribers, hold that YouTube award, come and give you guys the YouTube award and celebrate it with you guys. I know you guys can make it happen. There's nothing I can do. My own is just to make video. Your own is to find the video interesting and subscribe. Please, if you love our video, please subscribe. Until we meet again, stay tuned, Plan B TV. Peace out.